Hi there, and welcome to Essential Oil Talk Radio with Marc and Nikki, where we talk about all kinds of ways to use essential oils for healthy living. Our special guest today is Dr. Lindsey Elmore, who's going to talk with us about infusing essential oils into supplements, for example, and breaking through emotional barriers with essential oils, meditation, crystals. So I'm super excited, not only to have her on the show, but to learn a little bit about this idea of meditation with essential oils and crystals.
Absolutely. I'm very excited too. So hello and welcome to the show. Last Wednesday, right, I'm standing in my driveway. My daughter had spent some time with a friend of hers and her mom had brought her home from school, right? So I'm standing in the driveway. I'm talking to the mom in the car. So I'm leaning over and all of a sudden, like, my foot is on fire. I don't know what's going on. I look down and there was like this, 8-inch Texas fire ant. You know how big they are, right?
Yeah, they're not 8 inches though.
Well, it depends on who you ask. So anyway, all of a sudden my foot is burning. It's stinging. Intense itching is going on. And I'm like, okay. So I took it off. I'm talking to the mom and I only lasted about 2 minutes. I'm like, okay, well, I got to go. Thanks again. See ya.
Bye-bye.
So I head inside and something about when you walk into my home, you're going to smell this amazing smelling. It just smells so good in my house.
Well, you're always diffusing essential oils.
I am. As soon as I get home, that's the first thing I do. It just relaxes me. It really helps me. It's a great way to end the day for me. And that day I happen to be diffusing purification and tangerine. That's a combination that I absolutely love. It makes it seem like I'm cooking, but I'm really not cooking. Right? Pull out a frozen pizza. Yeah, I cooked all evening. All right. Anyway, so I reached for that purification because it was right there. And I was triggered by purification because our friend, Kristen Finley, you probably remember her telling the story about a year ago. She was at the coast. A jellyfish had stung her on the leg.
Yes.
And she reached for purification. She put it on there and she said she went about her day. It was fine. So I thought, I'm going to do the same thing. And that's what I did. And within probably 45 seconds, I forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. Of course, my foot was 2 times its normal size. but hey, there you go. So lavender oil to the rescue for the next 3 or 4 days, and I was good to go. So
that's awesome.
That's an awesome story for me from the week, which brings me to our sponsor this week, Mr. Josh Dixon with Health Markets Now. He's an insurance expert with access to over 200 different insurance companies, so you can customize your insurance, your business plan, your family plans to fit your budgets and your needs. We'll put his information on our website, so be sure to reach out to Josh Dixon if you need health insurance.
At eotalkradio.com.
That's right. You got a factoid, Mark? Is factoid even a word?
It is a word. Matter of fact, I asked Siri about it earlier.
Oh, Siri. I have a love-hate relationship with her.
Yeah, right. So our question for the week from a listener is, so where does Young Living get their essential oils, right? And if you guys have heard my story, I've talked about going out to their farms and so forth, so I can speak to some of the sourcing that they do. But I wanted to answer the question because I think it's good and a lot of people have it. And so they have, Young Living has their own farms that they own, of course, right? In like Utah, Mona, Utah, they have one there. St. Marie's in Idaho. Also Naples, Idaho, they've got another one. Fort Nelson, British Columbia, which I've been to that one as well. And in Ecuador, that's just a few of the farms that they own. And then they also have partner farms. So these are farms that, meet their standards that Young Living partners with. And, they really are... They support the farm, and then they make sure that the quality is there. Super important. And some examples of their partner farms are like in Washington. They have one there where they do some peppermint and spearmint stuff.
Nice.
It's called Labby Mint, I think is the name of the farm. It's a cute name. And then Australia, they have a couple of farms there. In France, Croatia, South Africa, Taiwan, and even more than that. They're adding new ones all the time. Of course, they have to. They're growing like crazy. And then they have seed to seal certified suppliers. And these are folks that are, they do their own process, but Young Living has oversight on this process. But what's interesting on that is that these folks are held to binding contracts that require them to maintain these seed to seal standards that Young Living has, put together over the many years that they've been doing this. And of course, these partner farms or these certified suppliers are subject to stringent testing as well as ongoing audits, which is super good. I mean, I can relax knowing that they're taking care of the sourcing side of it. If you want more information on that, go to seedseal.com. That's where I got like most of this information here. So I know their motto is "From our farm to your family," and it's very appropriate, right?
Yeah. So a quick question. I know that in Utah that we can go visit the farms there. Mm-hmm. Can you visit them in Australia?
Yes,
I want to go.
Now, with partner farms, as I understand, there's a little bit more. You got to make sure that they're not just open necessarily like the Mona, Utah farm is open like over 300 days a year. It's open like all the time.
Right.
That you can go out there and visit that, and you just show up. You don't have to set an appointment or anything. So.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. That's a great company, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what are we talking about today? I've got a recipe. So we know it's fiesta time in Texas. Everybody's out doing their little party, going here, going there. And I've been getting several invites to people. Hey, Nikki, come on over to the party, come on to the house, And I do not show up empty handed. I'm not one of those people, but I have been like working like a workhorse lately. Lots of work going on. And I know a lot of our listeners, a lot of our viewers are out there. They're working the 8 to 5, whatever they're doing. And sometimes they're like, no, I don't want to go because I don't have anything to take. Well, I have a very, very simple solution right here in San Antonio, right? Head to your local grocery store, pick up a bag of chips, and then maybe a jar of paste pecani sauce, or even head over to the deli and get some homemade pico de gallo. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Did I roll the R there? It doesn't even have an R in it. I don't know. Anyway, you can add 3 drops of lime essential oil to 1 jar of paste pecani sauce, and it will just make that so flavorful. It's amazing. People are asking me, like, what did you put in here? Oh, my gosh, that's amazing. Did you put lime in here? I'm like, nope, just oil.
I experienced that. So we had a get together and you showed up with that. And I'm like, what is this? This is really good. And I've had paste pecani sauce before, It's not like your top shelf stuff. It's okay. But yeah, you told me you just added some lime to it. It took it to a whole other level.
Yep, a whole different level. And people kept asking me, what'd you do? What'd you do to that? It's amazing. So that's a simple thing. And that was another example of I had a very busy day. And I picked it up, and I didn't come empty-handed, and everybody absolutely loved it. So that's a way you can use your lime essential oil. You can also put it in guacamole, right?
Sure.
Store-bought or homemade, whatever you want to do. A couple drops there. And then, if you want to really kick it off, how about a margarita? Just 1 drop in a margarita. Take it to the restaurant with you, put a drop in your margarita. It's amazing.
Yeah, it gives it a kick.
Absolutely amazing. Yep.
Absolutely. Let me tell you guys about a couple of upcoming events that we have going on. So on Tuesdays, as you know, I'm out at La Taza Java Coffee Shop at 281 Brook Hollow from 10 a.m. to noon, and we're doing oil talk there. People come by and get Zyto scans done, right? Zyto balance scans done. It takes about 10 minutes, costs $10, and we can chat essential oils and just hang out and have a good time. The folks there at La Taza are phenomenal. Karina, she owns the place, and it's a family-operated business, and she's great to be around. So for more information on that event, go to eotalkradio.com and click on the events tab. But we're also going to be out on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Up
Yep.
near Timberwood Park area at the Lookout Coffee Shop.
That's right.
And we'll be there from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m.
Yes.
Up there, that's another one of those homegrown kind of family.
Oh, it's amazing. It's wonderful people there. I absolutely love going there. So that's at Overlook Parkway and Canyon Gulf Road, 9 to 11 on April the 27th. So come on by and visit with us. Now, this is the part of the show where I always encourage our listeners and viewers to use their oils, right? Don't just let them sit around because we know it's easy. And I talked about having a busy lifestyle and we're tired and what can we do? Well, the next time that you pick up your tennis shoes and you're like, ooh, I got some stinky feet going on, or I got some stinky shoes, or maybe you have a teenager in the house and their bedroom, like it's like toxic waste. You have to have that sign on the door. This is perfect. Even a stinky dog bed, right? So take the Citrus Fresh that you get from your starter kit if you purchase that, or just some Citrus Fresh and some purification oil. So make a quick, I call it the defunk spray because it smells kind of funky. It'll take that funky smell away. You add 10 drops of Citrus Fresh and 10 drops of purification to a 4-ounce spray bottle. You can use tap water, you can use filtered water, distilled water, whatever you choose. Just spray it in the area and boom, smell, be gone, defunct, just like that.
You ever cook fish and have a lingering smell afterwards?
7 days later.
Purification's phenomenal.
It's perfect.
Really,
It is
really
perfect.
enjoy that. All right, so let me talk a little bit about our sponsors before we get to our main segment. We're running a little bit ahead of schedule, which I want to do, so we get a little extra time with Dr. Elmore. So the San Antonio Empowerment Council is one of our sponsors, and they're hosting a fantastic essential oil workshop on May 4th. That's a Saturday at 10 a.m. here in San Antonio at the Holiday Inn Airport. So there's 2 classes. One of them is on pets, and the other one is how to green clean your home. It's a great way to get harsh toxins out of your house. So that's, again, on May 4th, Saturday, May 4th at 10 a.m. And then you can go to eotalkradio.com to get more information about our sponsors and click on the links from there. Erica Slayton with Wallach & Volk. She is a mortgage advisor here in the San Antonio area where she's been doing that for 23 years. She's also a regular guest on our show. Very knowledgeable, awesome lady. And she works with Wallach & Volk, who's been in business since 1932. So if you're looking for a home mortgage, Erica Slayton is the one to go to. Again, you can get her information at eotalkradio.com. All right, let's get our headphones on
I'm
and talk to Dr.
excited.
Elmore. We got a little extra time. Dr. Lindsey, can you hear me?
I sure can.
How are you doing today?
Oh, very, very well. Just writing some books, got some new content up on my website. So it's been another great day teaching people about essential oils.
I've been spending a lot of time on your website lately, and you have style. I mean, you have
Thank
a
you.
lot of style. Your photographs are awesome. Your website layouts is easy to follow, easy to navigate. So well done on that.
Thank you. It's a work in progress, but I love to look back 6 months and realize how much better we're doing now, and look forward 6 months and realize how much better we're going to be doing even in the future.
That's a winner attitude.
Absolutely. Love it.
Absolutely. Okay, so let me tell a little bit for our listeners who don't know about Dr. Elmore. Let me tell you a little bit about her. So she has a distinguished background in pharmacy practice, right, which is an interesting background. She has a degree in chemistry from the University of Alabama, Birmingham, and a doctor of pharmacy from the University of California, San Francisco. She's a board-certified pharmacotherapy. Actually, I had to look that up, right? Pharmacotherapy specialist, a speaker, author, and owner of her own integrative wellness company, which is doing very, very well these days. I hear a lot
Thank
about
you.
it. She shares her passion for natural wellness solutions on stages around the world and reaches countless others on her mega popular Facebook Live videos. I always enjoy those because they're so informative, and yet you come with a quirky, fun style that makes it easy to learn. So I really enjoy that. So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
All right, awesome. You're calling in from New York City, is that right?
I am calling from New York, and I do live on a very loud street. So if you hear trucks going by or sirens, just know that it's part of living in New York.
Okay, the cops aren't coming for you then.
Not yet.
Yes, not for me, just on the street.
Okay, so you devote a lot of effort towards educating people on essential oils.
Yeah.
Let me back up just real quick. So how did you get started with essential oils? Let's start there.
I got started with essential oils the same way that everybody else does. One of their friends told you how great they were. That was the same thing that happened to me. So back in 2013, essential oils were becoming very, very popular online. And I kept seeing a friend post on Facebook that essential oils will change your life. And so what did I do? I went to the grocery store, picked up some oils, and I was like, this woman is crazy because none of these have changed my life. But kept seeing her post beautiful photos of her diffusers, talking about using essential oils with her children. And so I reached out to her, asked her, well, come on, tell me more about these essential oils. And she introduced me to Young Living. And from then on, I have just been on a mission to learn as much as I could about essential oils, herbs, and supplements. And it really carries me through from my pharmacy training, where I was always that wacky pharmacist that didn't really take medicines and knew as much about herbs as I did about medications. And I knew about the drug interactions, and I loved researching it. And then, so when essential oils came along, it just added that knowledge base to my data bank and has allowed me to launch a company and to teach people all day long about essential oils and herbs, supplements, and overall health and wellness.
Yeah, I've been following you for a couple of years now, and definitely the vibe that I get, I don't think I've ever met you in person, but the vibe that I get is that you're on a search for truth, things that are real, things that work. It doesn't really matter what they are, but if they work and there's truth there, you're interested in that, and you'll go through it and research it and find the truth about that. Is that about accurate?
Well, I like to do research and allow the data to just speak as it is. The thing about natural wellness research is there are so many opinions online. There is conflicting data to the point where it can almost be maddening. If you have a simple question about a natural product or an essential oil, you can get hundreds of different opinions online. And so what I'm really, truly driven to do, yes, I teach people about oils, I teach people about herbs and supplements, but what I really want to empower people to do is to understand that the answers to health and wellness are already within you. Just because an herb or an essential oil works for one person doesn't mean that it's going to work for you. And just because it doesn't work for one person doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. So I like to empower people to take ownership and have fun with their health and wellness. And I want to make sure that, yes, I am after the truth, But I also want people to understand that the truth, according to me, is not the truth according to you. And the best thing that I would love for people to walk away after interacting with me is go, wow, Lindsey taught me something, and now I can make my best decision about what to do for me and my family.
Yes, and your website is set up that way, right? I mean, you're really putting that information out there, but there's a vein of that in it. It's like, hey, we're all individuals, and
Mm-hmm.
what's right for Lindsey as far as what's working with you may not necessarily work for somebody else.
Yes, absolutely. And I think that there's beauty in that.
Yes.
So often as a chemist and a pharmacist, people have the expectation that I am going to be, if the data doesn't say it, then it can't be true. But for example, Young Living has a product called Progessence Plus, and Progessence Plus is one of the most popular products. If I do research on the ingredients in Progessence Plus, all of the data says none of these ingredients work. They don't work. That is the clear conclusion for the ingredients in Progessence Plus. But when I talk to women, they say Progessence Plus changed my life. Simply because the data doesn't say Progessence Plus and wild yam extract has the ability to impact women doesn't mean that it's not true. It's simply a matter of opening the horizons and saying, okay, yeah, sometimes I care about what the data says, but really what's more important is that I listen to my intuition.
And listen to the results, what your body's telling you as things go on. I mean, my wife has used that Progessence Plus and had phenomenal results from it. So there's empirical data, right, that says that
Same
it
here.
does work for
Same here. It changed my
folks.
life. So that's amazing.
Yeah, and I hear that over and over again. So yeah, there's empirical data, but then there's also real world.
Yeah. So Young Living Infused, it brings up a good point because Young Living infuses a lot of their supplements with essential oils. I mean, they're putting it in their protein powder. They're putting it in, different supplements that you take. I mean, I could go on and on about different supplements, but do you have any reason or do you know why, or can you explain a little bit on why Young Living might be infusing their supplements with essential oils? What would be the benefit or?
Sure. So I actually have been doing a lot of research about this over the past couple of days because it's very, very popular online to say essential oils increase bioavailability of herbs. Well, I found it challenging to find data related to that. So I've been digging into this and trying to think, okay, why, number one, is this thought to be a real phenomenon? And what are some additional reasons to put essential oils into supplements? Well, one of those reasons is because essential oils are well known to help support different systems of the body. So when consumed by mouth, we know that essential oils can support our digestion. We know that it can support the respiratory system. We know that it can support cognition and our emotions. And so if you have a supplement that contains ingredients, for example, that support the nervous system, the brain, you might also choose to put in essential oils that, when consumed by mouth, are known to also support those same body systems. Then I learned that while essential oils don't contain vitamins, proteins, enzymes, etc., we do know that essential oils can interact with our enzymes throughout our entire body. So we might be able to help with some of the body processes related to enzyme function, which is also a very common ingredient inside supplements. We see enzymes in straight digestive enzyme supplements. We also see herbs inside the supplements that serve as enzymes for our bodies. And then we also see enzymes in many of the protein powders, as well as some of the powders that help to support digestion. So then I found out that there is actually a patent out there, believe it or not, written by one of my pharmacy school professors. And this patent is dated in 1995. It was originally published, and then the patent just recently expired just a couple of weeks ago. But in this patent, they looked at the use of essential oils to help increase the bioavailability of medications. So bioavailability is a pharmacy term that describes how much of the dose of the medicine that you ingested actually made it into your bloodstream. So when we take a dose of a medicine, after it goes into our stomach, the blood supply that drains from the stomach goes directly to the liver, and the liver eats through a ton of medicines. And so even though you may take a 50 milligram dose, only 25 milligrams may make it into the bloodstream because the liver chews through half of it. So bioavailability is how much of the dose makes it into the blood. And in this patent, they looked at essential oils to increase the bioavailability of oral pharmaceutical compounds. Well, I started researching, and this is a very common thing to do in pharmaceutical research, is experiment with essential oils to increase the bioavailability of drugs. So while there's not a lot of data to suggest that essential oils can increase the absorption of herbs, we do know that it does, according to this patent, increase the absorption of pharmaceutical agents. And so it doesn't take a huge step in logic to say, well, it's probably true for herbs as well, but the research just has not been published because, you know, let's be honest, there's not really anyone with a vested financial interest in demonstrating that this is true. So I have expanded my knowledge base a lot on this in the past few days because of these questions that you put before me to really think through how might this work and why are essential oils infused into supplements.
Well, that's a great answer. I mean, that's a very thorough answer, but that's what I would expect from Dr. Lindsey Elmore.
That's right.
Thank you.
So you're also certified in aroma yoga. So I really don't know what that is. We've got about 4 minutes, and I want to get through that. And of course, we will talk a little bit about your website and the crystals. But
Okay.
So what is aroma yoga, and why were you interested in that?
So I am also interested in the emotional and the more esoteric relationship with essential oils. So yes, essential oils support body systems, but in much more indescribable and tangible ways, they also support our emotions, our well-being. They help us to have more emotional control, etc. So I got interested in aroma yoga because I wanted to explore yoga more, and I knew that I understood essential oils. And so aroma yoga is simply a way to pair essential oils alongside a yoga practice. And you align the oils with your chakras, which are energy centers throughout the body that have been described in the earliest health and wellness texts. And so we have different energy centers in our body, and these energy centers are thought to have different properties. So, for example, if you're feeling very ungrounded and that you just need to center yourself, you might choose an essential oil like cedar wood or like cypress that has deep tree roots. And you might do yoga postures that are very grounding, such as standing in mountain pose or doing a simple essential oil meditation with some beautiful conscious language to help you feel more grounded. And so I wanted to learn more about how to combine all of these different modalities, and aroma yoga really was just a first step. I'm also certified in the aroma freedom technique, and I now have my 200-hour yoga certification as well.
Wow. And you also have some crystals on your website. So how do those fit in and briefly into the journey that you're on, the health journey you're on?
So crystals are another wonderful way to help support the mood and help support your environment. And so crystals are thought to have many different properties. They're thought to release negative ions into the atmosphere. And we are surrounded by devices that put out positive ions, such as our computers, our phones, our printers, our TVs. And so it helps to theoretically offset the electromagnetic radiation that we are exposed to in our everyday environment. And then humans have just been using crystals in spiritual practices for millennia. And so rose quartz, for example, if you're having a really bad day where you just go, I don't know, maybe you're heartbroken or you're going through a tough time in your relationship, you might take a rose quartz, pair it with some rose essential oil applied on top of the heart, and do a brief meditation to remind yourself that you are loved and you are enough. And it's just simply a way to add in another spiritual element alongside the essential oils.
Oh, that's great.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank
I love
you.
it. So, folks that want to get connected with you, I know you've got a lot going on your website. Can you tell us a little bit about the best way for folks to connect with you, and then what's going on your website? Because I know you have a club there.
Yes, so you can find me, Lindsey Elmore, that's Lindsey Elmore, on social media. You can find me on Facebook as well as Instagram and at lindseyelmore.com. If you want to stay in touch, you can join the mailing list for free. And you can also have an opportunity very soon. I'm going to be doing a club hangout. So I have something on my website called The Club, and I have confidence to say that it is the largest database of Young Living essential oil education that has ever been built. There are hundreds of videos related to Young Living, and they are broken up into product-specific videos as well as in-depth master classes. There are also shareable slide decks that you can use to teach your own meeting, and your first 7 days are always free. All you have to do is come and just create an account on the website. Also, check out the shop on my website.
We're right at the end of our show, so I got to wrap up real quick. But make sure you go to lindseyelmore.com. Thank you guys very much for being with us today, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you, Lindsey.
Thank you.